Hegel, in the end, is an Aristotelian more than a Platonist.
Yes,
And
yes,
when Aristotle articulates his notion of God, he wants to say God is pure actuality, and that means the highest kind of actuality. What's the highest kind of activity? It's thinking. And
yeah,
so, but thinking about what's best, and we just said what's best is thinking. So it's thinking upon thinking,
yeah,
that
yeah.
includes all possible thoughts and so forth. But it's interesting that Plotinus, centuries later, in his appropriation of the philosophical tradition, he says, well, Plato actually has a deeper insight into than Aristotle into the nature of God, because for Aristotle, thought thinking itself, that's a unified multiplicity, a perfectly unified multiplicity. One in unity and difference are perfectly unified, but that presupposes a principle that enables it. That is
Yes, exactly.
totally so. Yeah, and as you said, that the source of intelligibility is not itself intelligible in the same way as the things that it makes
Yeah,
intelligible, right?
that's what.
That's the insight that you don't have in Aristotle, it seems to me, and then eventually in Hegel. Very, very profound thinkers. But that's and you can see for Hegel, he says he actually he turns Plato against himself. He says, well, Plato says that God is good and is jealous, and is not jealous, therefore wants to share his goodness. But Hegel says, well, this means that if God reserves any mystery for himself that he is not making known and offering for appropriation, it means that God is not generous.
Yeah, yeah,
So for Hegel, the perfect ideal intelligibility of God coincides with generosity. And
right.
it seems to me, from the Christian Neoplatonic tradition, you would want to say, no, it's more paradoxical.
Mm.
Perfect generosity, when God gives himself away totally, he doesn't become less himself. He
Yeah,
remains radically transcendent, and that's
yes,
and so that total kenosis and self-offering to appropriation and the absolute mystery of the inner life of God, those things coincide. And
yes.
there you have the difference, I think.